All right, Phraseacs. It's Tuesday. It's a personal show, and it's about David Yontef. I have a lot to say about my friend David Yontef behind the velvet rope, and does he pay me? All right, so let's back up for a sec, because I'm sure some of you are going, okay, who the hell are you talking about? What are you talking about? What's all this drama? Get the mic turned on, for God's sakes. This damn mic, when I get hot, it's always trying to cut me off. It's probably trying to save my ass, but too late. For those of you who are not up to speed on this, David Yontef is a very well-known podcaster, known for mostly his Bravo insider hot takes. His podcast is about 5 years old, and not only his Bravo stuff, his interviews are incredible, and he's interviewed every major celebrity. Last interview with Anne Heche before she passed, one of the last big interviews with Jerry Springer. He said every single housewife on Luann de Lesseps has been on numerous times. So David and I team up, and we've been doing it for almost 2 years. At least twice a week, we do these Bravo recaps, and we simultaneously distribute them on both the Sarah Fraser Show and Behind the Velvet Rope. We usually air them different days, but along that lines. And unfortunately, and I've told David this, I'm not speaking about anything I haven't told David. David has teamed up for a long time with former New Jersey housewife Kim D. Kim D, very well known. You all know her from the show, and they had a really popular Patreon. I didn't subscribe to it. I don't subscribe to Patreons. Just because I am so busy myself, and to be quite honest with you, I don't want another subscription in my life. No offense, it's not about David and Kim. It's just I don't want one. Nothing drives me more insane. And I don't do them anymore for you guys, because every time you turn around, everybody wants you to subscribe to my butthole. I don't want to. Okay. It's just me. But they had a very popular Patreon. And over the past couple of weeks, the two of them have decided to go their own ways. They've had a falling out. Kim has been on podcasts talking about it. David, I think, I know David did a Patreon with Rachel Yucatel talking about it. And I get tagged in a lot of this stuff. Does he pay you? You shouldn't work with him. You're more talented. You deserve this. You deserve that. And I want to speak on this because I want to defend my friend from my experience. And two, I've worked with a lot of toxic men. So I can tell you if this man is toxic or not. I have worked with some of the best of them. So I know nothing about his relationship with Kim D. All I'm going to speak about is my own personal experience. And I like Kim. And I've told David, I said, David, you guys are stronger together. You two should find a way to work it out. It's never going to be as big as the two of you together, because David's an incredible interviewer, a Bravo insider. Kim's lived it. She's been on the show. She knows these women. She continues to stay in touch with them. Nothing is going to be better than the two of you together. My understanding is they had a falling out about David not paying her. And it started out that they were friends and she didn't want payment. And then, like a lot of things, right? It becomes successful. You don't even anticipate that it's necessarily going to be successful and people are going to like it and follow you and contact you, but it did. And they grew a following. They grew this Patreon. I don't know how much money they were making. I don't know how many subscribers they have. I know nothing. It isn't my business. David doesn't speak to me about other business in his life. But I have said to David, I hope you guys can work it out and come back and do a podcast, because you guys are really great together and the audience loves you. However, it doesn't look like that at this point. And Kim is launching her own Patreon. She's on other shows talking about it. I can only speak to what I know of David. I've known David, as I said, almost going on 2 years. I believe it'll be 2 years this January or February. And David and I, our relationship, people go, is David paying you? Is David paying you? David's helped me make money. That's my experience. David has helped me increase the revenue on my podcast, probably almost double since I've met David. How did he help me do that? David and I talk business all the time. We exchange strategies that have worked for us on our Patreon. I had a Patreon at one point. I don't anymore. On our Patreons, on our regular feeds. David has helped me with sponsorship ideas and companies that sell our ads. And not only that, but David has actually increased my audience, because by teaming up together, people that follow you, therefore start to, especially when you do a podcast, continually like we've done, people begin to follow him from my base. His base begins to follow me. So he's increased my money. David and I never, and not that I'm not going to go into details because it's none of anybody's business what arrangement we have or not. But I can tell you this, our arrangement from the start was never, hey, you're going to pay me for my time. You're going to pay me for this. We both said, how can this benefit both of us? And we came to the conclusion, let's do this show together. Let's put it out on both our platforms for people that want to follow on mine. They can listen anytime. They can listen on yours. David and I both put out new content 7 days a week. So my experience with my friend has been amazing. He's been great to me. I've never once felt deceptive or that he wasn't being truthful with me. And in fact, I tell this funny story when David and I team up. David actually said to me, because we talk about different business ideas and different shows we should pitch and potential TV shows. And he's actually said to me, you don't want to work with me. I'm a workaholic. I work constantly. I have this high expectation and I'll drive you crazy. And I'm like, you know what? I really appreciate that because I have worked with toxic men so many times in the entertainment business who will take everything from you and won't ever give you ideas or help you increase your business. And I have to say, there's a lot of women in this podcasting world. Some of them have helped me tremendously. But David is the first person, and happens to be a guy, who really, showed me some business ideas and things that no other podcaster had ever offered to do. So I'm really grateful for David. And I say it often on the show. I'm grateful for him. And I have found, David and I have not had a dispute. Now, the thing I did agree with when I listened to some of Kim's stuff, she said, well, David texted me all the time, wanted me to read this. David does that to me too, but I don't do it. That's on you. Read this, he says, or he loves to give me a hard time about going on vacation. I go on vacation for my mental health. And I said, David, and he goes, well, you're going on too much vacation. I don't give a shit. I'm going on vacation. I started my own business. I've grown my own business. I love recording with you, but these are the weeks I'm going and I'm not recording with you. And I always give him 2 months notice. So we have plenty of time to plan ahead and too damn bad. And he still gives me a hard time when I'm on vacation. You take too much time off. I don't give a shit what you say. I don't care. I'm taking vacation. I'm being with my son. I'm working on having another baby. I'm being with my husband. I'm being with my mom. And we kind of joke about it. The thing I love about him that I have not found with other guys that I have worked with is, when you go, I'm not reading this. I don't give a shit. It's Friday night. Why are you sending me all this crap? I ignore it. And then he laughs, because he works all the time and, he'll joke about not having any friends, which he does have friends, but he does work a lot and he works more than I do. And I don't care. Go for it. I work all you want. I don't stress about it. And, sometimes he'll say to me, you can't go on vacation. I'm going on damn vacation. I'm going to give you plenty of notice because you and I, we have no agreement, but we have a very great working relationship and mutual respect for each other. If we're doing something, we try to give each other as much heads up as possible. So we each can plan accordingly because we know we have this schedule. And I just can't say enough good about him. Everybody, you guys know this, you all work with people. And the older I get and the longer I'm in the work world, and especially in the entertainment business, is people in this business are quirky. They can be jealous. They can be resentful. They can be territorial, all those things. I have not experienced that with David. That's just my personal experience. It's not to say I don't know if he's like that with other people. It's certainly from these interviews sounds like that's what Kim has experienced. And like I have found with David, like if I have a problem with him, the only issue we ever had was about press over our interviews. And he gets a lot of it. He's very good at getting press. And I think it's awesome. I've learned a lot from him in that regard. I've sort of said to him at some points, I don't know. I don't want to, I got to get as much press as you if I'm putting this work into it. And he totally understands. And he's always like, you have to do what's best for your business. I have to do what's best for mine. I agree. I love having that kind of transparency because in most of the guys that I've worked for, they don't have that. It's like, oh yeah, okay, next time. And then next time comes around and they don't honor what they say they're going to do. Or if you go and get press, they berate you or they, or they make it difficult for you or they, they try to get you back. I've worked with him for 1.5 years. We speak almost daily. I've just never experienced that. I don't want to diminish anybody else's experience, but I did want to address this because I wanted to tell you, I hope you find somebody in business. And again, I think for David and me, it's a business, and our relationship is different than what he's had with some of these other talents and individuals, because we met each other on a business to business front. We both had business podcasts that were established, and we said, hey, how can we work together to like have this grow our own businesses? So we had a different agreement from the start, and it's been terrific. So in the sense of like, I've never asked David to pay me. I've never expected David to pay me. I've always come to the table as, how can you make money? How does this benefit your business? Behind the Velvet Rope, how is this going to benefit Sarah Fraser Show? And do we feel like this is going to help each other? And then if it's not, I've always been full disclosure, and so is he. We don't need to work together. But we've had a good time. We went to Tom Sandoval and the Most Extras, and I'm going to drop on the Sarah Fraser Show on Thursday a complete recap of what happened, which was really fun. And oh my God, don't even get me started. Tom Schwartz is so fucking hot. Schman, hold me back. Schman, hold me. Schman's probably like, go for it. Good luck. Good luck. If Schwartzy wants you, if Schwartzy can handle all that, bye, Schwartz. You can have her, Schwartz. So we're going to do a recap. But I did want, drama I address on a case-by-case basis. And I have found over the years, all y'all know this, but I was on the very popular Kane show on Hot 99.5 for 6 years. But I found over the years, now I couldn't say a lot about that because I had an NDA at the time, which, I appreciate Bethany Frankel, and Bethany's right when it comes to somebody actually throwing keys at you in a trash can. That happened to us at Hot 99.5. Your NDA does not prevent you from talking about emotional and physical abuse you've suffered at work. And I consider that I do consider that kind of physical abuse, throwing keys towards us and kicking a trash can and, everything else that happened. We've all heard those stories a bazillion times at Hot. So I feel like it's important sometimes, especially when my experience has been so different, is to speak up for the truth about your friend. And that's been my experience with David Yontef. So I know you guys, a lot of you listen. I get terrific reviews on my Sarah Fraser Show, reviews on Apple Podcasts about David, about myself. And of course, people don't like various things. But wait, do I? Okay. Again. Okay, great. I'm doing this whole show with like a toothpaste stain all over my shirt. And this is going on YouTube. Well, don't I kind of look like a slovenly mom mess here, but oh well. So I do find, over the years, like I didn't address things when I was on that show, and I couldn't because of contractual agreements at the time. And I felt like the silence actually created a whole space where people got carried away and said things and, made assumptions and all that stuff. So I just wanted to put that out there for my friend. And, you can see all the interviews. There's a lot of interviews about both of them. And like I said, I like both of them a lot. I've loved what I've heard when Kim D was on with David. I have told David myself, I know they did live shows together. I never went to the live shows. I never saw them in person, but I said to David, people love you guys together. You can see their stuff on his YouTube, Behind the Velvet Rope. I would try to find a way to work it out. You'll never be as strong as you are together. And it was the same with the Kane show. I was younger, I was dumber. I mean, if I had the wisdom I have now at 41, when I was 28, would have tried. I don't know that it would have worked, to be honest with you. I don't know that it would work for Kim and David, even if they came to the table and tried to work it out. But I can tell you the Kane show was never as strong as it was when it was Kane and Sammy and Mel and Eric and myself. And that's what I would want. If I had known what I'd had, magic in a bottle, like I think the two they have, I would try to find every way, get a mediator, I wish we'd gotten a therapist. I think people should have work therapists, 100%. It's very hard to work with people. And it's even harder to work with people in the entertainment business because everybody does have a bit of an ego. Everybody does, every single person that has a podcast is hoping just for the most part in the entertainment space, in the space of like Bravo and stuff and the TLC world, they're doing it for ratings and clicks, and people want to be, for you to be obsessed with their podcast and everything. I mean, I loved that part of the Kane show too. And now we were just at Tom Sandoval, the most extras, and Dario and Luis are amazing Sarah Fraser Show fans. Like, they came up to me. I mean, you love that. That's why you're also doing the work. So it's hard. I think people in our business should have entertainment work therapists because, oh man, when you have something good, you have something really good. And I think the two of them do. And I hate to see them in this place of both doing podcasts about each other. And, and I hate being tagged in it, but I mean, I'm getting people, you're too talented to have David pay you nothing. Why are you even making that assumption? That's not even how we ever set up our relationship or started, and then I get a 1-star, I get 1-star reviews on my podcast. It'd be great if you weren't with that scoundrel. Okay. Well, that really wasn't that wasn't verbatim what the review was. Okay. That's what people. All right. Okay. But you know what I'm saying? You can go and read them. Okay. And people are like, all right, screw David. Well, when it started to bleed over into my business and people are bringing my reviews down, then I'm going to comment, Let me thank a sponsor and then we'll wrap this up. You guys, obviously, thanks to you, I'm so grateful for you frequenting my sponsors. Because of you, I'm doing this full time. I want to give you 7 free podcast episodes a week. So every single day you have something to tune into that hopefully entertains you, helps you escape for a minute from life, or inspires you and you learn something. That's why I pick my sponsors, because I think you'll really like them. And Little Spoon is awesome. Little Spoon is a one-stop shop for healthy, easy mealtime and snack time for your baby, toddler, and big kid. The best part is they have foods from infants all the way up to your toddler. Now, their baby blends are fresh organic baby food from single ingredients to multi-textured purees to take the stress out of starter foods. Then they have biteables, which is that transition to table early finger foods. And then they have plate foods, which is toddler and big kid that KJ is eating, which is like hidden vegetables in the mac and cheese, chicken nuggets, and adventurous eats like pot stickers, gnocchi, and more. Did I mention it all comes right to your door? So flexible, so easy. Everything stores right in the fridge and freezer. Now I pick up the menu and I can change it up, order anytime. Price is awesome. Quality is unmatched because you know where the food is actually coming from. I love it. My kids love it. And the grandparents love it too, because it's a huge win-win for the entire family. Let's get to the discount, Sarah. Let's get to the discount so we can make this year's back to school chaos a little bit more manageable with the time-saving, delicious, and healthy meals and snacks your kids will love. Go to littlespoon.com/TSFS. Enter my code TSFS at checkout to get 30% off your first Little Spoon order. That's little, LITTLESPOON.com/TSFS. Enter code TSFS for 30% off at checkout. Share this with a friend. I know so many people that have done Little Spoon for their kids. I'm a huge subscriber to Meal Factor meals, which are meals already made and delivered to your door. I've done meal kits, healthy, healthy, fresh. I do all the meal kits. I love them so much. And now I have them for KJ with Little Spoon. And it's like a lifesaver. Hello Fresh is what I was going for. But anyhow, so